The digital SAT is a minefield laced with tricky subject-verb agreement problems that will bring down your score. And even if you're fluent in English, there are cleverly devised questions on this exam that are designed to trick the ear of a native English speaker. Today, we're going to break down how these questions work so that you won't be duped by the digital SAT. My name's John. I'm a perfect scorer on the SAT writing section, two-time Ivy League grad, and one of America's highest-rated tutors. This series is devoted to helping you master the digital SAT. Let's dive right into it. See if you can spot the error in this sentence. High on a mountain sits a man and a shaggy dog. The sentence doesn't sound bad, but who's doing the sitting? The man and the shaggy dog. That's a plural subject, so the correct conjugation of the verb is sit. The reason our ears don't always catch this is that we hear high on the mountain sits a man and we think, okay, so far so good. But then the remainder of the sentence makes sits incorrect. Here's how this could come at you on the digital SAT. Among the club's leaders, blank Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin, founder of the Women's Era Club of Boston. Notice that B is a tempting answer because if we were moving quickly, we see the club's leaders were, and we say, sounds good, moving on then. But the subject is Josephine. She's the one doing the existing. Josephine was among the club's leaders. When you rearrange the sentence with the subject up front, you'll be much less susceptible to this trap. Let's also take a moment to appreciate that, like many questions in the writing section, most of the words in the question were irrelevant. You're best off going straight for the sentence with the blank. The test makers lay out a different sort of trap in this next problem. Using one of these non-copyrighted songs, blank a creator won't lose advertising revenue. Again, we see these non-copyrighted songs ensure, and we think, great, easy enough, next. But the main noun that's doing the ensuring is using, which is a gerund. That's a verb acting as a noun. The phrase, one of these non-copyrighted songs, is a modifier within the gerund phrase, but it's the main noun that determines whether the subject is singular or plural. For example, if I say the bus full of passengers speeds away, it doesn't matter that passengers is plural. The correct conjugation is speeds because the main noun bus is plural. And as usual, all this is garbage, don't read it on the exam. On this last one, such quotidian objects depicted in exquisite detail by Vermeer, a painter celebrated for his naturalism, blank the daily minutiae of a 17th century Dutch household. The test makers are really pulling out all the stops on this one to pull one over on you. They've packed two singular sounding supplementary phrases between the subject and the verb, so you forget what the subject was. If you're not clear on what a supplementary phrase is, be sure to check out my video on punctuation. Back to the current question though. We need to ask ourselves, what is the main noun that's doing the revealing? Objects. Objects reveal. And of course, this bit is useless, don't read it. To sum things up, there are two types of tricks that the test makers will use to get you. The first is putting the verb first. The second is inserting modifying phrases to get you to lose track of whether the subject is singular or plural. So here are your big takeaways to navigate subject-verb agreement problems. First, get clear on what the subject is. Second, read the sentence without modifying phrases. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of my SAT content. See you in the next video.